What's going on, everybody? How you doing? And welcome. My name is Lord PeteyTV, and I'm here to give you some nice new information based on my personal thoughts and recommendations. Now, I want to specify one thing before I start this. Number one, the opinions that I'm going to be putting out for this tier listing for each spec is my personal opinion. It is not fact. It is not meta. It is not anything. From a lot of conversations I've had with the community, from things that I've seen for popularity over the seasons, and things like that, I wanted to kind of overall talk about those things. So, like I said, please do not give me hate for what I'm about to go through and do. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you is that I know some of the stuff is going to sound ridiculous coming out of my mouth. And guess what? It's going to sound ridiculous because it's always going to be me. A lot of it's going to have a lot of truth to it. But the biggest thing that I want to tell you is that this is just my personal opinion on stuff and how things are going to be. Some of it is true because of I know what the meta classes are quote unquote looking to be right now. But other than that, things are going to be different and they're going to change and so on and so forth. Now, what I'm going to first tell you is that these classes and everything else that's kind of going through is we're going to start with tanks first, because I think this is what we're going to be seeing, what's going to happen, and what are actually going to be those classes for S tier and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to show you what the supposed quote unquote highest classes are going to be right now for the tanks, and then we're going to kind of go from there. So right now they're saying that blood DKs and also where is the other one? This I think this is Vengeance. Is this Vengeance Demon Hunter? I think it is. And Vengeance Demon Hunter are supposed to be the strongest, followed by Prop Pally not too far behind, and then Warrior is underneath that with Brew. I think that's everything, and then Bear also. So that's supposedly what the meta tiers are supposed to be. What I really think we're going to be seeing a lot of this season, and this is my personal opinion, is we're going to be ending up seeing a lot of people that are going to start playing Vengeance Demon Hunter, Prop Pally. I think that Vengeance Demon Hunter and Prop Pally are going to be the two we're going to be seeing the most in dungeons. I think that these are going to be the highest classes, followed by Blood DK, and then probably Bear. Then it's going to be these two are going to be very scarce. I think these two we're going to see more than anything else. Now, once again, like I said, my personal opinion, but that's what I'm thinking is going to be looking like. The reason for that is people are so secure with the fact that Prop Pally is going to be having all the interrupts and a lot of utility for the grouping, and then the Vengeance Demon Hunter is going to have the ability to chains to pull people in. It's going to have the sigils to mute people. So I think that is one of the bigger things to kind of know and go by. The Blood DK has always been kind of around, but nobody plays it unless it's meta. So that's why I think we're going to end up seeing it come into play. And I think people are going to end up enjoying it and playing it because that is what it's going to be. People are always play Bear tanks, but they have been, in my personal opinion, very, very much like hot garbage. I'll say it. I don't care. You can take in my opinion. You can leave my opinion. Personally, my favorite tanks are Brewmaster tanks, followed by Bear tanks, and then Prop Pally tanks. But the way that things are situated and run, it always comes to be that Prop Pally is always the one I end up playing with the most. It has the most interrupts. It has the most threat generation. It has most utility for me to help people in our carry groups. That's why I end up running it. So, like I said, personal opinion, nowhere else, nothing else for you to think of or believe in if you are going there. Now, the next thing is I'm going to show you what presently some people are saying are supposed to be the best healers. I don't know if this is true or not. I did this wrong. Just gotta go down one, down one. I don't know how true this is going to be, but this is what a lot of people are saying are going to be what the meta classes are looking like for this tier. Do I believe that is going to be that these are going to be the meta? I don't know. What this is what I think we're going to see a lot of. I think we're going to see a lot of disc priests. I think we're going to see a lot of druids because you always see a lot of druids, and mistweavers are going to be in the next big finding. If I end up saying it, I think it's going to be like this. I think it's going to be this type of a situation for what we're actually going to see. We're going to see lots of druids. We're going to see lots of disc priests. We're going to see lots of mistweavers. We're going to see resto shamans, holy priests, holy pallies, preservation evokers. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is based off of the knowledge of what we had for Season 1. Season 1 had a decent amount of druids from what I've seen in randomized pug keys. Same thing with disc priests and resto shamans. Now, the introduction of the Mistweaver has always been around, and we've gotten them in little bits here and there, more so towards the end of the season than the beginning. But the reason for this is that the Mistweavers are going to really be more involved because of their overall statement and damage output that they're going to be ending up putting out, and their smart heals and so on and so forth. It's going to be a lot different this season than last. So that's what I'm kind of thinking is going to be my overall opinion of how things are kind of looking for the for those classes. Now, I have to pull this up because me and my buddy were kind of going back and forth about what all the meta classes are looking like for next season. So this is apparently what they're saying next season is. I picked the wrong one. So this is no, I'm sorry. This is everything. So they're saying right now from the list that I have, Fire Mage, Ellie Shaman, Boomkin, Warlock, Shadow Priest, BM Hunter, Feral Druid, Frost DK, Enhance Shaman, and then the other Frost. Where's my Frost? Frost Mage, Demo Lock, Arms Warrior, Subtlety Rogue, Assassination Rogue, I can Eviscerate, was that considered combat and they just did the wrong thing? No, that's supposed to be Assassination Rogue. Windwalker, Ret Pally, boom, 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 Fury Warrior, Ogre. And these are the things that are supposedly they didn't have enough information. Okay, there we go. So, according to this, they're saying that Fire Mage is going to be one of the best classes of the season, followed by Elemental Shaman, Balanced Druid. This is Destruction Lock, Affliction Lock, Shadow Priest, BM Hunter, Feral Druid. This is Frost DK, Enhancement Shaman, Frost Mage, Demo Lock, Mortal Arms Warrior, Subtlety Rogue, Assassination Rogue, Windwalker Monk, Ret Pally, Unholy Pally, Arms, Evoker, and these are the things that supposedly there's not been enough data for them to kind of put them in a place yet. So because these you need the tier set to understand, and apparently because it fluctuates too much because of it. So this is what they're saying is what it's going to look like for the second season of the tier list. From what I've seen and what's going on, this is what I think we're actually going to see for next season. We're not going to see people. We're going to see people. I'm going to move all these down so it's a little easier for me to kind of move things around as we're going through. Don't judge me, people. But it's just easier for me to show, demonstrate, and all that jazz. So, according to what we've seen since last season and this season, and what the meta is looking like overall, I want to make sure I just that picture open in front of me. That buddy was talking about. Okay. So, what I think we're going to actually see a lot of is we're going to actually see a lot more. We're going to see a lot of Frost Mages. We're going to see a lot of Boomkins. I think we're going to see a lot of BM Hunters and Evokers in a lot of the groups that are, in pug-oriented groups. You're going to quickly and easily see that right behind the Warlocks. So we're going to see Demo and Affliction, and you're going to see a lot of Ret Pallies because of what's going on in present world and environment. With Ellie Shaman and Enhanced Shaman, even Enhanced Shaman might be up here because we've been seeing a lot more of them. So they could be like in between. They could be like at a 0.5, if you will. And then I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna put it over here because it's a little more understanding. Shadow Priest. I feel like you need to have some type of priest in your group. So it's either going to be your disc priest or it's going to be your shadow priest. I think that we're going to see a huge surge in them this season, more so than before. I think survival hunters are still a thing, even though people don't know how they're operating. They're going to be up there tier wise. They're going to be very strong. So I'm putting them right up there. So we're going to end up seeing more of them. Then once you start going down a little bit, I think subtlety rogues probably are barely even going to see because we never see them. I never see any unholy DKs. I very fewly see any of the frosts. I think we're gonna see warriors here. We're gonna see Windwalker monks here. We're probably gonna end up seeing fire mages like here. We're gonna see them pretty often because people are gonna start gearing them to kind of like become S tier, or those are the people you're gonna end up seeing in groups. The reason why I say that is I feel like fire mages are only really good when you're in an organized group. You need to have large pulls to demonstrate large destruction from the fire mages. They're not going to sit there in pug life, which is where we mostly sit. The next thing is we're going to very rarely see what's it called? Devastation evokers. We're going to maybe see some marksmans here and there, maybe see some ferals. Arcane mages, maybe. Combat rogues, I feel like are gone and obsolete right now. I feel like affliction locks, we may end up seeing some here and there. And then when it comes to assassination rogues, I mean, I'm going to put them up with the hope that we actually see them. Because every so often you see them, they might even be up here We see them in the beginning of the season, and then they kind of just disappear, like a rogue would be. But overall, this kind of like grouping for me is kind of how I think what we're gonna actually see. I'm hoping that evokers aren't like totally tanked, because of their present numbers and everything that they brought out. They're doing less overall DPS per person. The buffs that they're producing isn't across all the player base. In your Mythic Plus groups, isn't producing one extra person, which means they're not producing any benefit to the groups, which really gets me worried. BM Hunters just got a nasty nerf. So I think we're just going to see a lot of them still, because they're not like destroyed, but at the same time, people are going to still play them because they feel mostly comfortable with them. It's the same thing with the Ret Pallies. People are very comfortable playing Ret Pallies. And I think that they produce decent enough numbers that they'll be okay and they'll be fine. So it's a very interesting grouping here of things that we're going to kind of see. I don't know where it's going to be going further. I'm just hoping that everything kind of works out. Now, once again, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We need the numbers. I would appreciate it greatly. We're on Twitch and YouTube every single Monday through Friday, on not only Twitch but on YouTube. We're going to be doing lots of different games this upcoming week. Season 2 starts next week. Cannot wait to see that. And hopefully we'll end up having some more fun stuff to end up seeing and talking about. If you're looking for anything else that's coming from us, we also have 2 other channels. We have Anime with Lord PeteyTV and Gaming Fire with Lord PeteyTV. One's about anime, one's gaming news, things like that. They're pretty awesome. I would greatly appreciate it if anyone else checks those out. I love you all for stopping in and saying hello. I will see you all in chat. And good luck on Season 2. Make sure you take that first week real chill. And then the second week, make sure you're ready to go and pump through. So thanks again, everyone. Love you. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.